Welcome to Ring Nation Radio. My name is KJ. I'm honoured and delighted to be joined by the legend himself, the Bad Mama Jammer. Got former Southern Area Champion, former Commonwealth Champion, and former WBO Intercontinental Cruiserweight Champion.
Well done, KJ.
Chris Okoh.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know we've been speaking for a bit of a while now,
off
camera.
Yeah, off camera. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. Do you know what? I'm actually buzzing because last weekend I went up to Cardiff. I did my, I reapplied for my trainer seconds license, professional trainer seconds license.
Yeah.
So that went really well. Passed that.
Oh, congratulations!
So yeah, first aid, thank you, and I'll get the laminate through in the next day or two. So that's really good. Yeah.
That's good. That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
We've been talking all that while off camera.
Yeah.
And that didn't even come up.
Yeah.
But no, that's really good. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
that's
cheers.
a big achievement.
Yeah. I had it for many years, the trainer seconds license, but then I let it lapse.
Yeah.
The boxing board, they know me, but what it was, I let it lapse for over a year. I went to ring up and whatever to try and renew it, and they said, "Look, Chris, it's been well over a year. You're gonna have to." I said, "Okay, that's fine, not a problem." But I'm actually glad that I redid it again, because where you have the interview. I had the interview in February, and then they recommend you, but obviously you've got to pass the interview first. So that went well, and then they recommend you for the course. So I had the course, last weekend. It was really good, really informative. Helped me refresh a few things, which was good as well. So yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Speaking of accomplishments, we're actually going to do something slightly different here. Because I wanted to talk about you for a little bit. You didn't see that one coming.
I did not see that one coming.
Because obviously this video is going to be seen by a lot of casuals.
Yeah.
And a lot of purists as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to speak about your accomplishments because you accomplished quite a lot in your career. And I think
I could have been a contender.
I think you should be celebrated for what you've done in the game.
Thank you.
Inside the ring and outside of it. Because you do a lot of training with, you've done a lot of coaching with pros and amateurs.
Yeah.
And even people that just want basic fitness.
Yeah.
You know, you're helping people from all kinds of backgrounds, which is great.
Yeah.
In 1995, you became the Southern Area Champion.
Yeah.
And in the same year, you also became the Commonwealth Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah.
You had quite a few tough fights.
Yeah.
I was actually watching one of your fights the other day, last week, against Paul Lawson.
Yeah. Which one?
The second one.
Right, yeah.
So the first fight you had with him is where you became the Southern Area Champion.
Correct,
And then the second fight, you were actually defending your Commonwealth against him, and you retained it.
Yeah. So what happened, I turned pro with Matchroom when I was 23 years old, with Eddie's dad, Barry. Yeah. So I was one of the original Matchroom boxers, you know. I turned pro at 23 years old. I had 2 years, I had 6 fights with Matchroom. So it's 3 a year. It wasn't that many. And anyway, I hooked up with, and I was kind of getting a little bit disillusioned because I wanted my career to be a bit more, progress a bit more. So anyway, I knew Dean Powell. Dean passed away several years back.
Yeah.
He actually took his own life. But Dean was a major player back, like I say, in 1995. Dean was a major player on the domestic scene. You know, so anyway, so I met up. Like I say, I linked up with Dean. He said, "Look, Chris, you know, you've wasted a bit of time here." I remember clearly having a meeting with him. He said, look, you've wasted a lot of time. You've only had like 6 fights in 2 years. What I can do, he said, what I can do, I want you to consider it, you know, if I manage you, what I can do, I can get you a shot at the Southern Area title, okay, for your next fight. Should you win that, I can then get, or I can go to the Commonwealth Council and try and get you a Commonwealth title shot, and then we can take it from there. And that will really kind of progress, make up for the time that you've lost. So that was my, like I said, that was my, yeah, so in the 7th fight, my 7th pro fight, I boxed Paul Lawson at the Elephant and Castle Leisure Centre. Stopped him. He was going in. He was the favourite, former Olympic champion.
Awesome Lawson is what they called him.
Yeah, Awesome Lawson, Paul Lawson. Yeah, you know, 2-time ABA champion. He went to the Olympics, so he was the main guy. I was the, you know, the also ran, as it were. You know, making up the numbers. Yeah, I believed in myself. I wanted to get, you know, kickstart my career, and I stopped him in 5 rounds, and then I boxed Franco Wanyama for the Commonwealth title. Yep. Yeah, that stopped him in 8 rounds. That's my lucky number, number 8, and that was my 8th bout. That was my 8th pro fight. Yeah. Stopped him in the 8th round to become Commonwealth champion. And yeah, that's how things really sort of got started with me. Yeah,
because you seemed to, it was like you were winning quite a lot. You were back-to-back defenses. And you were doing it in style. You were getting quite a few knockouts, like the knockout against Paul Lawson the second time round, because you knocked him down 4 times in total.
In that second, in the second fight,
And you know, if people want to go watch that fight, it is on YouTube. But it's, I think the way I see you coach and the way you fight, I just kept thinking, like, the way you have taught people to throw certain punches, like I see it in that fight. Okay. You know, and it's just your career. I feel like it should be celebrated for accomplishments you achieved.
Thank you, KJ. No, I appreciate it.
Because I think you're one of those people that is very well known to the purists, but not to the casuals.
Yeah.
You know, you've worked with some big names as well in the industry.
Yeah.
And I think when you were in your prime, when you were fighting, you had these back-to-back wins, and you were always defending your titles, and you were doing it in style. Yeah, you know, the way you moved around the ring was absolutely brilliant in those fights. And I just kind of wanted to touch on that. Sometimes with a lot of coaches and trainers, we don't really tend to hear about, you know, their backgrounds when they were involved in boxing and when they were fighting. I think I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of start this conversation off, is celebrating your career, because you achieved a lot.
I try, you know what, it's mad because I absolutely loved it, you know, and obviously, you know, when you turn professional, your main ambition is to be, you know, to win a world title, you know, and that was the dream, if you like, or the goal that I had, like any other young aspiring professional, boxer turning pro, and I'd like to think, you know, I gave it my best. You know, unfortunately, I didn't get right to the top. You know, I tell you what, one regret that I have is I remember Dean saying to me, I literally not long won the Commonwealth title. I defended it, but defended it against Lawson. And he said, look, Chris, I can get, because then you had the WBU. Yeah. So it was a fledgling organisation, world governing body, and he said, look. Dean said to me, well, look, Chris, I can get you a shot at the WBU world title. And I said, I've got an opponent in mind. So he had it all lined up and whatever. And I was like, and he said, well, look, you know, think about it. But because it's a relatively new organisation, the money won't be as much. Yeah. And it wasn't as much as I was getting defending the Commonwealth title. Much to, you know, everyone's surprised, as it were. So me being me, thinking like a young boxer, thinking how a young boxer may think. I just thought, oh, the money.
Big ego.
Yeah, and I turned it down. And you know what? That was, like I say, 25 years ago, over 25 years ago. And to this day, I actually regret turning it down, because the money wasn't great. I think it was like five grand, but, and again, it was only and it didn't really last very long either, the WBU sort of organization. But, when I think back, a wiser head, as it were, I wish I'd taken the belt. I wish I'd taken the fight, because now, who knows, I could be saying I was, WBU champion. And I remember the great Ricky Hatton. Yeah. One of his first titles was the WBO light welterweight title. And he made a few defenses of it before he went on to beat Chew and whatever, and the rest is history. So when I look back on it like that, I certainly do regret. That's the one regret I do have. But yeah, I gave it. I just tried my best. It wasn't meant to be, and sometimes I was like, when I did retire, because I retired relatively early, I was like, oh, I didn't achieve that much. I didn't really do that much. But then when I look back, it's like, actually, you know what? You didn't do too badly, But the main thing, for me, the main thing is I'm here. I have my health. Okay. I'd like to think I'm of good, sound mind. The faculties are still there, and I think really that's what young fighters. Okay, when it's like how you are after your career. We all know the dangers or the risks that any boxer takes when he gets into that ring. Yeah. So when I look at it like that, and it took me a long time to kind of get out of this, oh, woe is me, I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. But the main thing is I have my faculties together. I can walk, talk, and I'm healthy. Yeah. And really, and again, that took a while, many years before I actually got to that point. But now I'm at that point, and I just want to kind of, for me, it's like projecting what I knew, okay, and passing that on to the younger generation, to the people I coach. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Talking about your health is really important, especially in a sport where it's so brutal, especially back in the 90s when you were active. Yeah. When you watch a lot of those fights, when you're close, like when you're in the clinch, a lot of punches behind the head, like, the referees don't tend to see them, because obviously watching some of your fights, I noticed that, and I was like, Chris has taken a lot of shots to the back of the head there. Well, how's the ref not got involved?
I know. Yeah.
And it's quite a scary thing. But I think just to round it off, you did exceptionally well. You should be proud of yourself. And I think a lot of people that have met you and who know you, I think they would say the same. That you were a fantastic fighter.
Thank you.
You're a fantastic coach, and you're a fantastic friend as well.
Thank you.
I think that's really important. And the people that do meet you, and when people have spoken to me about you, about wanting to get involved in training with you, the most important thing I think as well is, amongst all those things that I've just said, is that you provide like a safe environment for those people to train in. Yeah, I've seen it with a lot of people that you've trained. And I think that's quite important. So I kind of just wanted to start this off by kind of giving you your flowers.
Thank you.
And it was I didn't want to tell you this because I was like, it's better if I just say it and just catch him off guard.
Yeah. See, I'm glad you did it that way. But certainly, I mean, for me, the most important thing is the boxer. Their health. Their health, physical and mental well-being. For me, it's the boxer, whether they're amateur, pro, whatever, level they're at, novice, amateur level, elite level, the most important thing is the boxer. The boxer's health and state. Again, like I said, I did the training seconds course last weekend. That got brought up, the main thing, and it's frustrating. Sometimes these managers, sometimes these promoters, I can think of one in particular.
We're not going to mention any names.
Don't mention any names. Don't mention any names. You know, it's almost like the fighter is secondary, you know, to whatever their plans that they may or may not have. You know, so I think, and also the advice these young boxers, amateur and pro, are getting. You know, that it's really, really important.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, I mean, one of my biggest main gripes, you see some of these amateurs, they're turning professional far too early, and to some degree, they're underselling themselves. You know, so I try to, you know, help, guide, you know, educate them as well. You know, through the experiences that I had. You know, so, and basically for them to have a good career, you know, and finish with their faculties and their health intact.
Yeah. Well, if anyone wants to get involved in some training with you, Chris Okoh, they know where to. We're here in Kingston at the Clout Gym.
Yeah.
So if anyone does want to get into contact with you, just pop a little comment, you know, or slide into the DMs.
The DMs.
Yeah. Which is what you need to get better at using. We're gonna off camera. We're gonna have this. I'm gonna show you a few things.
Well, you've taught me a bit on that as well. Yeah. I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, we need to get you up to speed on it.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna talk about what's happening in the boxing world at the moment. We'll just touch on it quite lightly. So we're a few weeks on from the return of Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And as it was said, signed, sealed, delivered.
Yes.
We have AJ and Fury.
Is that signed, sealed, and delivered?
Well,
though?
that's what
As Stevie Wonder would say.
That's what was was posted.
I heard that. Yeah, I think I read somewhere. I mean, obviously, Josh is confirmed now. Joshua's got.
He's done. He signed his side of it.
Well, no, in terms of, he's got a fight coming up.
Yeah, in July. Yeah.
In July.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you might know a bit more than I do. I mean, I don't know that contracts have been signed. I mean, they haven't formally announced it yet. So
I think they have now. They have.
Really, I have. I mean, but a fight that magnitude, you'd think that it would be a big announcement. I haven't seen anything.
Apparently, it's signed, but they haven't chosen the date or the venue yet.
Okay.
So obviously they're talking about.
I'm guessing it's going to be over here, or.
Well, you would hope so. I don't necessarily. I don't think they know, to be honest. But I think, from what I know, is that it's going to be towards the end of the year.
Right.
I think
that's what I heard.
October, November time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joshua's having his return.
I mean, personally, I think Tyson will need another fight between you know. Again, with my trainer's coach's hat on, I think it would be a mistake for Fury to go in there. Obviously, he's had this fight with Makhmudov. Yeah, and then go straight into, like, you've got another, you know, 5-6 months, you know, October, November, and then for him to go straight into a fight with Joshua. Yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't do it that way. I think he needs another fight.
I think I agree with that. The other thing is Joshua's return is in July. Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know how many rounds. Maybe it will probably be 10 or 12. Well,
I mean, he's boxing fairly regularly now. I mean, he boxed Jake Paul. Obviously, some people were critical of that fight, but really, it's what he needed. You know, he's coming off a loss with a bad loss. That was a heavy loss. That was a heavy defeat. You know, to the point where, for me personally, it would be of concern as to how he's going to manage that type of defeat mentally, more than physically. But you know, so really, I mean, everyone was criticizing, Jake Paul, you know, who's Jake Paul, you know, but really, it turned out to be actually the perfect comeback fight, because I mean, how many rounds did it go? Was it 4 or 5 rounds?
No, it was longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Paul was able to survive for a short while before. What I'm saying is, Anthony got the rounds in. He was always going to win that fight. It was always going to win that fight. There was never any chance of him losing that fight.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he got rounds in, valuable rounds in. And I believe Eddie said the same thing. Say what I'm saying now. He got 6, 7 rounds in, stopped him. We move on. Now he's fighting this guy here in July, and that should set him up perfectly for a fight with Fury in October, November.
The only thing, like, with that, do you feel like it's too much of a fast turnaround to be fighting in October? Because July, then you've got August, September, potentially fighting Tyson in October, November. Do you think that's too quick?
Definitely not. You know what? Okay, this is. I mean, like I said, I've been following boxing since I was like very, very young, and now the boxers, they don't fight nowhere near as often as they did in the 90s, in the 80s, and you go further back to the 70s. They don't fight nowhere near as regularly. So in terms of that question, no, I think that's a good turnover. By today's standards, for me, I think that's just right. I think that's just right. So and also what you got to remember as well is the longer the longer or the more inactive the boxer is. Okay, you lose potentially. You lose when you're fighting regularly. The training doesn't have to be that hard because you're fit. You're fighting fit. That sharpness is there. You don't lose that sharpness. Where they're fighting like once a year. Sometimes once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. Still, 3 times a year is not that much. So I certainly, that's what I'm saying. I personally, I would give Tyson another fight because that fight with Makhmudov shook off the ring rust. He now needs another one for an interim fight between now and November, October.
Yeah, because it's a long wait.
It's a long way, so that's how I would see it. But I'm very old-fashioned. I'm very old-fashioned, a fighter needs to be boxing regular.
I agree. Moving on from that, this weekend we've got 2 massive fights. A Mexican showdown with David Benavidez and Zola Ramirez.
Okay, yeah.
And then we've got a huge fight, which I feel like it just isn't being spoken about enough, is
the Inoue
and Nakatani fight.
Yeah. That's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I spoke to one of my guys that I train, give him some one-to-ones or whatever, and he's from.
You've got a friend.
Yeah.
You've got a friend.
Yes, I've got a friend.
If your friend sees this, he's gonna lump you.
Anyway, Inoue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a conversation. I had a conversation with my friend about Inoue. Okay, and Nakatani, and really, they're not known. Beyond the point I'm trying to make is Inoue is probably top 5 best fighters in the world right now. But who knows him? Boxing purists, you and I, okay, obviously know who Inoue is, okay, and Nakatani, okay. But for them, I'm thinking of them really, for a wider audience, more P's. They need to. For me, they should be fighting over here. It's the Mecca of boxing, and obviously, to a lesser degree, I would say Saudi Arabia. Okay, but they need. The point I'm making is they need to be open to a Western market. They really. That's from their point of view in terms of finances and earning more money, because it's a great fight. Have I seen that Nakatani fight? I've seen a Inoue box, but I can count the amount of times on one hand I've seen a Inoue box. Yeah, and Nakatani I haven't actually seen. I've seen clips of him, but that's it.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
I think for purpose of, because they're both from Japan.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like if Fury and Joshua was done overseas. If it happens further down the line with AJ and Fury.
Yeah.
I think it would upset a lot of fans if it wasn't in this country. Maybe that's why Inoue and Nakatani is in Japan.
Right.
Right. I think in terms of that fight, I feel like that is Japan's AJ and Fury fight.
Yeah, I understand.
Because of how
yeah,
big they are.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think wins?
You talking about what Inoue
and Nakatani.
Again, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen much of Nakatani. Yeah. So that's going to kind of sway my judgment to some degree. Whereas I have seen Inoue.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot more of Inoue. You know, but again, he still needs to be, you know, he needs to be open to a wider audience. So from that perspective, I mean, he's definitely got one of the top 5 in the world boxers today. You know, his IQ is brilliant. You know, his punch, you know, his timing, the sharpness. You know, he's got a great movement. You know, I mean, again, because I know Inoue a little bit better than I do Nakatani, I'm going for Inoue. And my friend, okay, from Japan, he also goes for Inoue as well. You know,
I think a lot of people are picking Inoue.
But he's a beautiful boxer. Inoue's got, you know, he knows when to box. You know, he knows when to box fight. He's a beautiful boxer, great defense. You know, his IQ is exceptional. And you know, for me, he's not seen enough. Yeah. You know.
No, I agree. I think he does need to be. I think he does. He deserves to be on the biggest stage.
The biggest stage of,
you know, I would love to see. I would love to see Inoue fight in London. I think it'd be amazing.
Yes,
you know?
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more.
But I don't know if there are any British fighters
on his level.
Because he is an elite fighter, and he has
without doubt.
He's got some scary power Inoue. For someone that is very
Nick Ball. Is he the same weight as Nick? Is Nick Ball the same weight? I think they're around the same weight, isn't he?
I think
Nick Ball's a very good fighter. He just lost recently, didn't he?
To Brandon Figueroa. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good fight, and I think they were talking about it before this loss that Nick Ball took. And I think it would be a great fight, but is Nick Ball Inoue's level? I
mean, the thing is, I mean, you know, I'm going back to the 80s and the 90s. You know, okay, he's lost his title, and yes, obviously, it would be more attractive if he was still champion.
Yeah.
However, Nick, you know, Nick
exciting fight because it'd be explosive from start to end.
Exactly. I mean, Nick Ball, off the top of my head, okay, he'll give, you know, Inoue a good fight. You know, obviously you'd have to pick Inoue as the front runner, as the favourite, but as you said, and I agree with you. I think Nick Ball is competent. I've watched Nick Ball, okay, and I think he's he's a very competent fighter. You know, so it could be interesting. Yeah. You know, but there you go, and then that would open up Inoue to the bigger, wider market. Yeah. The purse is going to be, you know, you can do a free fight deal, a promotional deal with Matchroom, for example. You know. Yeah. I mean, Eddie must know him. Has to know him. You know.
It'd be great to get him out here.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Who wins out of Benavidez and Zerdo?
That's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
I can't wait to watch that fight.
Two Mexicans, good Mexican fighters. I'll be honest with you, I can't call that one.
Life and death really situation. Can't. You've got to pick one. Gun to your head. Who are you picking?
Benavidez.
Nice.
Benavidez. Why? I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be an absolutely, you know, there's a lot there at stake.
The fact that we've got this fight and the Inoue and Nakatani fight on the same day is like, this weekend is going to be fireworks.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
It's true. Yeah. So,
Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure, KJ.
I really appreciate it.